Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session today. Thanks so much for being here. We're just letting everyone into the call. There'll be a few people joining over the next couple of moments. But I think whilst we're just waiting for a few more people to come in, let's have a think about sharing some information, because today is all about it's about you guys really. Actually, you're here to find teammates, find hackmates to then work together next week in the hackathon. And so maybe in the chat right now, you could share your emoji of the day. So what sort of emoji would sum up your day so far? Right now, it's about 5:05 in Berlin. So it's near the end of our working day as such, but maybe for you, it's a different time. So maybe just in the chat, share your, okay, cool. So we've got some coming in. I'm liking this, some smiley, happy faces. Kind of question mark. I get that. That can happen sometimes. And so just so everyone knows, if you could keep yourself muted for the time being, that would be great. Cool, Ruslan, I like it. Sunshine, yeah, exactly, class. It's sunny in Berlin right now. It's a very warm day here. It's 28 degrees, which it's pretty unusual for Berlin in early May, but we're not going to complain. It's good for the beer gardens, good for the parks. Okay, cool. So we've got some great emojis coming in. Excellent. And maybe now some of you could put in, your name, and if you have a project you're working on already in the hackathon, maybe you can put that in the chat as well. Or if you're still working through what you'd like to do, maybe you can put in if there's a challenge you particularly want to work on. One of our challenges is bring your own ideas. So you could even put in, sort of what you're going to work on in that regard if you haven't yet set up a project. And you could even also add in the chat, folks, who you're looking for. Zena, excellent, perfect. Yeah, so everyone, you're very welcome to put in the chat exactly that, really. If it's a project you already have, if it's a challenge you want to work on, maybe even who you're looking for. And this is all, just the moment through the chat. But later on in this session, we'll all be talking. We'll be sharing more. So with that in mind, actually, let's guys, you call it excellent. F50. Yeah, great stuff, guys. So yeah, please do keep doing that as we go along, because I'll just go through a couple of housekeeping things. So yeah, do keep yourselves muted for the time being. If you have any questions as we go along this session, please do put them in the chat. And what we'll do is towards the end of this online call, we'll address them, hopefully one by one. And if maybe there's some more complex questions, we'll even do, you can actually raise your virtual hand and ask it that way, if it's easier than writing it in the chat. But that's really it in terms of housekeeping for now, folks. We can now go through the agenda. So at the moment we're in the welcome words. I'm then going to take you all through the hackathon. So for those who couldn't make the first session we held about this back in the end of April, this will be another summary of what we're going to do here. So give you more of an idea of what this hackathon involves and all the exciting parts that will be involved. And then my colleague Caro will introduce you all to the incubator, so the main prize for this Vision Health Pioneers Hackathon. And then we'll start doing the matchmaking, folks. So I'll talk through that in more detail, but just to give you an idea at this stage, this is a case of we're asking the current owners, the project owners, so the team leads for each project, you get a chance to pitch yourself. So you can say what your project is about, what challenge you're working on, or what problem you're trying to solve, the solutions you're working on, maybe even who you're looking for in terms of hackmates, teammates, startup colleagues. And then we'll do exactly the same for any individuals in the call. So I know some of you might not have a project yet, and you're interested to bring your skill set and your expertise and try and find some colleagues to work with. So you'll get a chance to pitch yourselves as well. And then the way we're going to do that afterwards, after this sort of open mic part of the session, is we'll open out some breakout rooms. So actually what we've done in advance is we've created a Zoom breakout room for every project that's currently in TACI, so the platform we're using for the hackathon. And so if you're the project lead, that'll be where you can head in. And then hopefully other people will listen to your pitch and afterwards go, oh, I'm interested in that. I'm going to go in that breakout room and find out a bit more about what's happening. But if you're not in a project yet, and you're not quite sure, maybe there's a particular challenge you'll hear about during the session and want to work on, you can also then go into a breakout room for each challenge. So we can go through that later on in the call. And hopefully, you guys can find your teammates. This is what it's all about. This is the intro session to finding your perfect match. That's the name of it. And yeah, and at the end of the session, we'll go through some Q&A. So you can ask what the questions you might have about the hackathon, about the incubator, about the process. So as I mentioned, today's speakers, myself, Ben V. Butler, Communications Manager for Vision Health Pioneers Incubator, and Kara Vedsel, our Junior Program Manager for the Vision Health Pioneers Incubator as well, will be the main speakers today alongside you guys when you pitch later on in the call. But let's run through our hackathon in 5 facts. So what we're aiming for is 50 hackers from Europe who will join as small teams or individuals. And I do believe now in Takai, the platform, we do have 50 hackers. So that's fantastic. So the more the merrier that join now as we get close to the start next Monday. At the moment, it says we have 2 challenges from our partners, but I'm delighted to say that in this call, folks, we will have a just announced additional challenge from one of our partners. So I'm really looking forward to introducing an additional speaker, actually, who will share a little bit more about an exciting challenge we've just about to add to Takai. So it's not even on the online platform yet. It's this is the mic drop moment during this call. There'll be 4 workshops taking place during the hackathon. And actually what we're saying for that is that teams as a minimum must attend 2 of those workshops. And they're all on different topics, and you can go into Takai at any moment and you actually can find out more about those sessions on the timeline. We're then going to have 8 VIP jury. So on the last day of the hackathon, so on Friday, May the 20th, we're putting together some really exciting jury members from our partners and from our community of experts in the healthcare world who will actually be making the decisions on how the pitching went, and of course the top prize of entering our incubator. And then we're also working with some selected mentors who will be able to provide you with some key learning, some support, some advice, all of this good stuff during the hackathon week as well. And actually what you can do is go onto the platform, Takai, and you can actually look at them already, the ones that are already in there, and more will be added. So who can participate in the hackathon? So in this, obviously teams that came through F6S. Now, for those who don't know what F6S is, this is just the platform we used previously for our incubator. So we're now looking for our 5th cohort. That's where you guys will be hoping to join. We've had 4 cohorts go through an application process and join us originally. And so what we said to the teams who maybe have already applied to Vision Health Pioneers Incubator, they can now come into Takai and take part in the hackathon. So great if you want to find additional teammates or anything like this. Individuals, many of you here bring your skill sets and experiences, you can enter. New teams, obviously. And then in terms of disciplines, startups, developers, graduates, freelancers, healthcare professionals, it really is open to all of those who want to help shape the future of healthcare. Now, why you should join? The main prize. So our entry into our Vision Health Pioneers Incubator. So that includes up to €80,000 in scholarship funding per team. My colleague Kara will go through more detail about the incubator later on in this call. Training and coaching on essential topics. So much like the hackathon is a very small condensed version of a little bit of an idea of what you might be getting whilst you're in our program here in Berlin, which runs for 10 months. Free co-working space, Unicorn, so in Mitte, very central in Berlin. And then lots of partners who can help you developing your startup and bringing your vision to reality. So now I'm going to run through, folks, the challenges. And I'm delighted to say that our first challenge is from Norman and Russia. And those who maybe aren't so familiar with this company, maybe you're not heard of them before, but you might have interacted with their products before, because they're very future-orientated medical and hygiene products of the highest quality. And part of what they do is they develop individual solutions for the problems of both patients and healthcare professionals. What I'm delighted to say is with this particular challenge, this is actually looking at a product they already have called ReadyWrap and making it smart. So the idea being, how can we explore how to measure, to live progress, tracking with a particular product, even things like sensory technology for reading out the data via Bluetooth. So any team who's interested in working with existing products and working closely with Llama and Russia, this could be the challenge for you. And so, as I said before, when we do the matchmaking, we'll have a breakout room which you can join that'll be for this particular challenge. Now, this second challenge is inspired by Bayer, the global enterprise with core competencies in life science, really, in healthcare. So their products are always designed for the benefit to improve the quality of life. It's a pretty recognized international brand, and they really try and create value through innovation and then growth and high earning power as well. And so this particular challenge is really for inspiration. It's the idea of what can you do as a team, as a hacking team, to innovate the future of healthcare in relation to the metaverse. So the metaverse depends on who you believe. It's coming, it's here, it's been here for a while. There's lots of things happening within that. And this challenge is really exploring about how we can be prepared for that. So it's very much an inspirational challenge, and you can bring your ideas into this. And now this is the challenge, guys, I mentioned just before. I'm delighted to say that Janssen have partnered with us and have provided a really interesting challenge, which looks at, as exactly what we can see here, increasing the usage of medical guidelines in oncology for the treatment of cancer patients. For those of you maybe who are still working through what sort of project you want to work on in this hackathon, this is just provide you with some really good inspiration for what you could be doing. And yeah, so thank you so much, Klaus, for that, for those words. And just to run you guys through what you could call it the fourth challenge as such is bring your own idea. So I know those of you who maybe have already entered the project into Takai, you've selected the challenge related to this, and what we're saying to everyone is we're really open to this. We're really open to hackathon teams that want to bring in a solution they want to try and use to solve a problem. And sort of some of our guidelines in that is maybe you can focus on prevention and treatment. We're very open to hardware and software. We've had startups go through Vision Health Pioneers Incubator before, working in these areas. What we would say is the idea should be suitable for the German market, because this is a Berlin-based incubator, and then really your MVP should be feasible within 10 months, because that's the length of the program. But let's run through, folks, now some important dates for the hackathon. So today obviously is Wednesday, and next week is the kickoff for the hackathon. So on Monday, 16th of May, we'll have the launch event. It'll be online. It'll be conducted like this via Zoom. That'll start at 5 o'clock Berlin summertime. So please do mark the date in your calendar and be ready for that one. And during that, we'll really run through all the further details about what will happen during the hackathon week. On the 18th of May, we'll then do an offline kickoff. For those of you that can join us in Berlin, we'll get together from 6 o'clock over a slice of pizza and a beer or soft drink, and we'll get to know each other, and then we'll tell you more about the hacking on site here in Berlin, which is available. And then 20th of May will be pitch day, where you'll get to pitch live from the virtual stage, or indeed from the stage here in Berlin, and for 5 minutes, and showcase what your team has worked on during the week, and impress that jury. But let me quickly, folks, share with you some of the mentors we're working with during the hackathon weeks. They're being added to the platform as we go along. So Marilesha is the founder of Startup Colors and the program director and founder of Vision Health Pioneers Incubator. She's going to provide you advice and all sorts of knowledge and insights if you were to book a mentor slot with her. Johannes Stahlner, you can see there next to Maren. He's actually going to be delivering one of the coaching workshops during the hackathon week, and we'll be able to provide his skills as a mentor as well. He's got a dual background in medicine and computer science, so a really expert mind to speak to. We recommend mentor slots for about half an hour long. You've also got Shemak there, co-founder of Evolve Healthcare. That's a certified medical software development company. So lots of insights you can provide, even more mentors here. So Axel Stelbrink, an IT lawyer, 30 years of experience working with startups. So fantastic for those who want some more insights there. Carolyn Ruhlman, a consultant who's been an independent project lead, operations executive, seasoned consultant. So you've got a real mix here, guys, of some really interesting mentors who can provide you with knowledge during the hackathon week. How was during the hackathon? Many of you might have already done this, but you go into TACI, we'll share the link in the chat if you haven't done so already. Every team member should register as a participant. If you're the team lead or the project owner, you should make sure that your startup project's in there. Save those dates I just mentioned and get yourselves ready. And this is just how TACI looks. When you head to that page, you can see here, overview, timeline, rules, prizes. You've got all these tabs across the top and you can explore them. So folks, that was a bit of an overview into the hackathon, but now I'm delighted to pass over to my colleague, Caro, and she'll kindly introduce the incubator and share more about what happens in our 10-month program. So Caro, I'll hand over the virtual stage to yourself.
Thank you, Ben. So yes, about the incubator. So we were funded in 2019 as part of the Berlin Startup Scholarship Program. So it means that we're funded by the Senate of Berlin and the European Union. So in the past, we already had 2 cohorts in 2020 and 2021. The program was a bit different before. It was a 9-month program and we had bigger cohorts, but one at a time. And this year we changed our format. So it's a 10-month program, but with 3 overlapping cohorts. So we welcomed the 3rd one in January, the 4th one in April. And the hackathon is our selection process for the next batch that will begin in July. So as mentioned, it's a 10-month program for early stage startups. And it's an equity-free scholarship funding of up to 80,000 euros per team, which means so each team is between 2 and 4 team members, and each team member will get 2,000 euros per month for personal expenses for 10 months. Next slide, please, Ben. Thank you. So to give you an overview of the program, so we divided it by in 3 phases. So the first one is about shaping your product and your business concept. So you will have coachings and workshops about product design, business modeling, team foundation, German healthcare markets, corporate IP law, pitch, etc. Then we will move to the second phase, which is about developing and testing your next product version. So then you will have coachings about product management, software basics, UX UI design, marketing, regulatory affairs. And then we will move to the third phase, which is to think business and to prepare for the after program. So the goal here, as mentioned by Ben, is to validate your MVP at the end of the program. So you will have fundraising strategy coachings, workshops about financial plan, investor strategy, HR, etc. And you will also plan the after program. Then, thank you. So as mentioned, we are a part of the Berlin Startup Scholarship Program. So that means that you have some eligibility criteria to fulfill. So I put here the list, but you can, Annick will also put in the chat the link so you can access it later. But basically you need to be first-time funders in healthcare. It needs to be early stage, of course. The teams need to be between 2 and 4 members.
I had an apple.
Just
yeah,
you can mute yourselves, folks.
Also, as mentioned by Ben, we're based in Berlin, so all the program is on site. We are super happy to see our coaches again in real person. Yeah, for the visa, for example, you also need like a working visa or a job seeker visa. So a student visa is not accepted by the Senate of Berlin, for example. But all the eligibility criteria will be discussed next week also, more like deeper with Lucy, the senior program manager. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email and we can answer it this week or next week. So no issue there. Next slide, please. Thanks. So we have a big network. We have more than 80 members and ambassadors. We have more than 15 coaches, partners. We have 40 alumni from cohort 1 and 2. And if you join cohort 5, you will be able to meet also cohort 3 and 4 that are still incubated. So yeah, you will also meet a lot of our network next week with different events and yeah, some coaches and mentors. And I think that's it about the program.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Caro. That's a great overview, and hopefully you will have an idea now, more of an idea of what takes place during our incubator here in Berlin. But now we're getting into the fun part of the course, such folks. We're now going to go through how to find and join teams. So if you haven't yet done this and you want to create your own project, I'll just quickly go through what you can do. So to then find handmates and teammates, as well as this call. So you can create your project and then you can put like a job board of a company, positions you would like to be filled. You can go onto the participants tab and actually you can look for others and see their skill set, if they've added it, their experience, find out a bit more about them. And what you can also do is you can see those who are looking for a team, you know, they're interested in joining others. And you can do that as well. If that's your interest as well, then please do that. And within that, you can do a messaging and you can speak to others. And yeah, you can just see if you have synergy and if you can work together and all this good stuff. And then when you do have a project in there, you can add the open positions and others can then have a look. So I've got an example here, essentially VR, who've put, they're looking for a developer. And so if you're interested in applying for that role as such or finding out more, you can explore that. So you can go through and see open positions. So what I would say to all project owners, the team leads as such who've created projects already, do put down what you're looking for in terms of expertise, in terms of others. And for those who are interested to join teams, do put down that you're looking to join a team and put down your skills and what you'd like to work on and this sort of stuff so others can find you as well. And a good way to have conversations in a quick a quick way as such is you can go onto Slack. So when you go onto the overview tab of our hackathon on Sakai, you'll see here we put a big red arrow next to join Slack. We'll also share the link in the chat as well. And you can come in there. There are two special tabs designed for the hackathon. One's called Hackathon, one's called Hackathon Help Desk. And so you can find others within that and you can reach out to them, have quick conversations, have a huddle call, as they call it on Slack. And maybe once you've got between 2 and 4 team members, you can actually have some conversations on there and use that platform to its full ability, as well as using Taco. Now, just also a quick thing on social media. So obviously we're active on all social media channels. So please do follow us if you're using any of those major social media channels. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and then also there we put our website and our hackathon link as well. But we've shared that in the chat. So say you have to try and write that down, you can easily click it in the chat. But now it's time, everyone, for the matchmaking. So what's this look like? Well, in a moment, I'm going to say to all the project owners, so all of you who've already created a project during this call, we're going to give you the floor. And what we'll do is we'll ask you to raise your virtual hand rather than say whoever's raised it, whoever I see first. Please tell us, introduce yourselves and tell us what you're looking for in terms of teammates. You could say, for example, if you've got here, what challenge you're working on, who you're looking for, why are you joining the Vision Health Pioneers Hackathon? That's always interesting to know. What is it you want to achieve? as Kara said, if you are successful with this, you'll be joining us in July this year here in the beautiful Berlin summer. So I invite you now. You have a minute to speak, and my colleague Sandra Leon will be our official timekeeper, and so she'll start the timer when you start, and she'll give you give us all a heads up when you run out of time. So yeah, that's kind of the first part, and then we'll also do the exact same thing, but for all participants as well. So for those of you who haven't yet got a project, and if you want to create a project, haven't done it yet, you can go. Or if you're just a participant at the moment, but you want to find another team, you can pitch yourself. So this is great to do just before we open up the Zoom rooms, because it gives everyone a chance to get to know a bit more about your project and a bit more about what you're looking for. So who would like to go first? Who would like to raise their virtual hand and have 1 minute to tell us all about their project? It's always difficult being the first person, but oh, Claudia, please. We'll hand over to you. Please do switch on your microphone and your camera so we can all see you. And my colleague Sandra will start the timer, and you have 1 minute.
Do I just start?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Hi, I'm Claudia, and I'm working on F50. F50 is an app for people struggling with eating disorders. It's a way to get them back into the driver's seat of their own life and take away the control of the eating disorder. I'm looking for someone who either has experience in marketing or has a background in psychology. And I'm excited to join the hackathon to work on the project intensely. That's about it.
Excellent. Well, that was perfect. Thanks so much. And I believe you said it was F50 was the name of the project. So folks, after this part of the call, if you're maybe a marketer, for example, and you're interested in that, there'll be a breakout room. You can join Claudia, and hopefully you can have a good conversation. But in my, thank you so much, Claudia. And in my list here, I can see that Azadeh, you were next. So I'm going to hand over to you. Please do switch on your microphone and your camera, and we'll give you 1 minute from now. Please take it away.
Hello, I'm Azadeh. I'm the founder of Kratos, and thank you for organizing the hackathon. So the Kratos is helping teenagers to prevent mental health illnesses in long term. So right now is all we know is the mental health illness is in top of the agenda everywhere, especially with the teenagers, and the number of hospitalizations, self-harm, and suicide is quite high right now. And we are looking for a way to help the families and teenagers how to come up with how to go through the challenges during their adolescence years. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the psychologists, business developers, and also software developers to join my team. And why I'm excited to join the Vision Health Pioneers, to know the ecosystem and also to get to know others.
I'm sorry, but that's your 1 minute up. Azadeh, thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so folks, if that appeals to you, and that sounds very interesting to me, please do then join that breakout room shortly. Now, next up, we have I'll try and pronounce this correctly, Katarzyna. Hopefully that's okay. But we'll give you actually nodding. We'll give you now a virtual minute. Please do take it away.
Okay, hi, I'm Kova Kasha. I was not prepared for 1 minute, and I'm not alone. I am with other team member, with Anna, but I try to be quick. So we create a SensiVR project, which is a project about sensory therapy for children. We create some technology solution for sensory motor rehabilitation in a VR environment. Also try to collaborate this with biometric sensors. So we are looking for someone who help us with Unity, with C# language code, some technical person who is interested about data visualization and VR development, something also about body tracking and hand tracking. So that's the main reason, main point. But the other person will help deals with healthcare specialists, someone who are interested about children development.
Zina, I just need to interrupt you. Your 1 minute is
Okay.
up.
Thanks.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for that. And thank you. I used your example earlier, didn't I, with the slide? You had no competition already in TACA. So thank you. Next on my list here, I have Zina. Zina, please do take it away. The virtual floor is yours for 1 minute.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. I am Zina. I am a cancer scientist and a clinical research professional. I just quit my job at AstraZeneca to start Yendu. Yendu is the Airbnb of clinical trials. At the moment, clinical trials takes 11 years to bring a drug from the lab to the patient. I would like to get the time down to 7 years through a SaaS platform where we can connect pharmaceutical companies to clinicians. I'm excited to be here and to join Vision Health Pioneers and see more about the startup scene. What I'm looking for is someone with, ideally with expertise in SaaS development or expertise in UX design and product development. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. These are great folks. These are really good. Okay, so next up we have Ruslana. Ruslana, the virtual floor is now yours. Please take it away.
Thanks a lot for the chance for us. Actually, we invented an absolutely new method of energy transfer based on energy quantization. And we are going to solve the big problem with the repeated surgery on the heart depends on cardiac pacemaker. Maybe you know that more than 33% of death cases comes from the heart disease. And the cardiac pacemaker is good, but still have such disadvantages as it uses a battery and it's necessary to be rechanged every 5-7 years. It goes through the repeated surgery on the heart that also can lead to some infection or some complication after the surgery. And we are able to solve such a problem and people will avoid repeated surgery. They will have such a rechargeable device and they will have the possibility to recharge cardiac pacemaker in convenient. And actually what we are looking for, we are looking some experts in heart disease and also some experts in trials.
Your time is up.
Yeah.
I think you just managed to squeeze it in there, Ruslana. So thank you so much. That was great.
Okay.
Thank you. Nassim, we have you next. Please take it away.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Nassim. I'm the founder of FAMO. I'm actually a pharmacist. And what we are offering is a personalized matching of dietary supplements. So what we have built is a matchmaking platform between consumers and dietary supplements in the market. Actually, I'm looking for co-founders who are in the marketing space or probably also in the technical field, developers, I mean. And I'm excited to join the hackathon to locate potential market opportunity in Germany and probably strategic partners. So looking forward.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was great. And so again, folks, if you're listening to these pitches and you're of interest, we'll be able to join the Zoom rooms very shortly. But up next, we have Jan. So Jan, please take it away. The virtual floor is yours.
Hey, yeah, thank you. I'm Jan, I'm working on Leaf, and we're working on digital addiction therapy for, addiction, as I said, and especially looking there in the area of biomarker-based interventions, which is a highly interesting field in my opinion. And we're looking for software developers at the moment, especially. So if you're there, have any experience, especially with web development or some sort of data evaluation, we're looking more into the AI field and machine learning. So if we have some expertise there, also feel free to hit me up. And yeah, also looking for people with an addiction background. It's always interesting to have people from there in our team. So feel free to contact me.
Cool. Thank you very much, Jan. Excellent stuff. Yeah, some really interesting projects being worked on. This is really, really good to see. Fabian, I have you next to my list. Please do let the world see you and hear you. The virtual floor is now yours.
I am Fabian. I spent the last decade in developing a solution to double the survival rate of cardiac arrest patients by cooling them. Unfortunately, we figured out that no politician will ever value life with 900 euros per human life we save. So we're looking right now for a new business model, as we figured out to increase the ambulance treatment of patients with cardiac arrest is not valuable enough to politicians to pay 900 euro per life saved. And so we're looking for another way to use the product development we did and to use our data and to move it forward.
Okay.
And we're looking for inputs to go on.
Inputs to what, sorry?
To get new ways, new paths, new ideas, how to use our device and how to use our technology, or where we could place it.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Fabian. That was excellent. Okay, so Martha, I have you next. Please do take it away. The floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Martha from Erklärfilm Studio, and we are working on a platform for explainer movies explaining processes and treatments in hospitals for people with cognitive disability and people who can't read and write German very well. So it's a very easy way of explaining things, basically visually. And we are looking for someone in the field of business development or marketing to help us expand the solution. And why we are excited to join the hackathon, get new ideas, meet new people, and expand the network.
Wonderful. Okay, so all the business developers and marketers, if you're interested in that as a project, there'll be a virtual room open shortly. Thank you very much, Martha. And I had, I think, the last person on my list here, last but very much not least, Vaz. Please do take it away. The minute is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, great, thank you. First of all, thanks very much for this opportunity, and yeah, the team has been great arranging this. So the challenge that I'm working on is diabetes type 2 particularly. There are other applications as well, like obesity type 1 and other metabolic disorders. The solution is a transdermal patch. Yeah, the aim, the challenge really is to reduce the clinical complications and the obviously morbidity and mortality due to diabetes type 2. So what I'm looking for at the moment is any biochemical engineering expertise, because the patch works with enzymes and things like that. So it really has to be, you know, like kind of a whole package ideally. So if anyone works in a lab or something like that.
But your 1 minute is up.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, that was very quick. Sorry. Cheers.
Okay. A minute does go quick, but I think we've got a very good overview of what you're looking for there. What I may ask is, everyone who just spoke, thank you very much. What would be really cool is in the chat, you just write down your name, your actual name, and maybe the name of your startup project as well. Because just in case, I know sometimes internet connections can be tricky. If they don't miss the name of your project, just write in the chat. So for example, Vaz, you write down your project name, or Martha just before you. And so just when we open up the Zoom shortly, the others can know what project you have created, and then they can join you in that breakout room, and then hopefully you have a interesting conversation and can build upon that in this call, and then also via Slack and in Takai. So yeah, I can see there Zena has put exactly that, which is excellent. But that was the project leads as such, and now we're just going to switch to the next slide. I know in this call we have a number of individuals as well, participants who are interested in joining other teams. So we would like to give this opportunity to everyone. So for those who would like to, hey, Jimmy, quick, there we go. We're going to have, yeah, that's really good to see. This is now your opportunity to say, who you are and what you're interested in, or maybe one of the challenges that you want to work on. From what we've been saying, maybe the Janssen challenge we've just announced, maybe you thought that's the one for us, that's the one for me. So you'll also have a minute, and Sandra will do an excellent job of keeping the time, which she just has. But Jimmy, I believe then you are up, looking, and so please do turn your microphone, turn your camera, and a minute is all yours.
Yeah, hi, sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. I'm actually a project lead, so if I could actually kind of, just back up a little bit, I can introduce myself and just tell you a little bit about the project that I'm working on. So the idea basically is that we're trying to tackle cardiovascular healthcare, specifically in the preventative space. We're trying to go after consumer healthcare in wearables. And the idea here is that, cardiovascular care is kind of broken right now in terms of when cardiovascular disease is detected. It's a very late stage in terms of the development of the disease cycle. And our aim is to basically step in and provide a solution whereby patients and physicians can detect cardiovascular disease at a much earlier stage. Right now, folks are basically only able to diagnose themselves by going to a hospital or a clinic where they have very expensive capital equipment. And the cost for these types of tests are very expensive, and it's only covered by insurance once you've actually had some sort of episode, at which case, you're quite late along the development cycle. So our aim is to go much more early stage, preventative, wearable consumer. My background personally, strategy consulting from
Jimmy,
the US.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but the 1 minute is over. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Cool,
right,
cool. Thanks so much. Thank you, Jimmy. And sorry about the technical difficulties from your side, but please do write in the chat a bit more. And then those who are interested in working on this sort of project, please do then, when we open up the Zoom rooms, please do meet Jimmy and find out a bit more. But I can see here, Ashir, you've raised your hand, so I'm delighted to hand the virtual floor over to you. And you have a minute to pitch.
Thank you. So my name is Arsha Graccio, and I'm the founder of a company called Upnos. We're creating a lung function testing and monitoring platform using a smartphone and sound. So we're looking for a bioinformatician and somebody who has an interest and expertise in acoustic signal processing and app development to help us, because we believe that you can use resonance created from a smartphone placed against the skin to identify the size of someone's lungs. That's never been done before, extremely novel, and we believe it's going to change the way people are able to monitor lung diseases in the future. So if anybody has an interest in lung disease, who's a bioinformatician, has worked with acoustics, machine learning, and mobile apps, then please give me a shout.
Okay, excellent. So another project leader. This is great to see, folks. It's great that everyone has these really fascinating ideas they're working on. Now, do we have any participants who are interested in pitching themselves? So pitching, their expertise, their skill sets, their background. Maybe there's a challenge you've seen you want to work on. Please do raise your hand, and you also have a minute to tell us more about what you're looking for. And I can see that Jimmy raised his hand. I think maybe he did that again by accident, unless there's two people with the same name and I've made a mistake.
That was an
Okay,
accident.
cool.
Sorry.
No worries at all. So yeah, is there anyone else who would like to take the stage and tell us a bit more about them? Okay, it doesn't seem to be. That's no problem at all. We're completely fine with maybe you'd rather go into a breakout room and have a direct conversation, which is absolutely fine. But if you, apologies, Carl, I've just seen you raise your hand. So please do tell us all about what you're maybe looking for.
Yeah, hopefully I can break the ice. So I'll have a joke about my name. I'm not related to the Bayer sponsor. So if I were, I think I'd have more friends. I am a recent transplant from the US to Berlin. So I live in Berlin now and have previously worked in large healthcare software companies, Epic Systems in the US, implementing and supporting those enterprise-wide systems with hospitals like the Cleveland Clinic, Johns Hopkins, and other large US-based systems. And I am very excited because in moving to Germany, I was surprised to find the digital health lacking. So I'm looking to see who the movers and shakers are and try and contribute to changing the healthcare space in Germany. And that's my
excellent. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Carl. Carl Bayer, no relation to the company. That's a really good icebreaker for this particular hackathon, and that was wonderful. Thank you for going ahead. Would anyone else like to do what Carl's just done and share, their story as such, and what challenges or what they'll be interested in working on? No worries at all. So folks, what we'll do now is we'll play a bit of matchmaking. So how does this work? We will create or have created breakout rooms for all the projects that are currently in Takai. So hopefully all the project owners, the team leaders are in this call and will be in that room. But just to make you aware, if they're not, that might be that possibly there's nobody to represent that project in the room. So that does happen. What we'd recommend is that maybe you jump to a different breakout room and just explore another project that maybe is interesting for you. There'll also be breakout rooms for the challenges. So if you want to meet others and talk about one of the challenges, including bring your own, that is a challenge. So if you haven't created a project yet, you're not quite sure, maybe that's the best room for you. And those rooms will be open for 10 minutes, and you're free to come and go as you please. So you can go to one for maybe 3 minutes, come out, go to another one for 3 minutes, whatever. We're really open to that. And then what we'll do is after 10 minutes are up, we'll bring you all back here and we'll do a bit of feedback. And then we'll most likely do it all over again. So we'll open up all the rooms. You'll get a chance to maybe for the project lead, and there wasn't as many conversations during that first session, you might want to go into another one and just talk to another team owner and just see if there's any synergy with the projects you're working on, or just any conversations that can be had. So our team will now open up the breakout rooms. Next steps. So everyone must be registered by May the 16th, so next Monday by 3 o'clock. And later on that day, we'll hold the launch hackathon prep week. So we'll take you through the coaching workshops, the mentoring sessions. We also have special mentoring with a couple of special mentors. We'll share a bit more about the pitch day. So the virtual and live pitch day that will happen on Friday, 20th of May. We'll talk about the offline get together. If you're in Berlin or coming to Berlin, we're going to meet up on Wednesday, the 18th in the evening in central Berlin. So yeah, we'll take you through all of that. But yeah, do register by 3 o'clock on Monday. If you are creating a project or have created a project, do add those project positions like I mentioned. If you're looking for a team, let the world know you're looking for a team. Let them know what your skill set is, what your experience is, what you would like to be working on. This is about hacking to shape the future of healthcare. So it's quite big, it's very broad. If you're interested in one of those projects, put that down. Say, haven't found a team yet, I'm really interested in working on the Lohmann and Welsh's project, for example. Put that in. Hopefully you can find some connections, and you can really explore things in detail. And then number 3 there, folks, as well, don't forget to join our Slack channel and the links we've shared in the chat as we've gone along. Which leads us to one last thing to do, folks, before we wrap up the call, and that's questions. So I don't think we missed any questions in the chat. And so what I can actually do is I can invite you to raise your hand and ask them in that format. And then hopefully I can answer it, or one of my colleagues can answer it. And so we'll just take a couple of questions and then we'll wrap things up. So would anyone have any questions they would like to ask now? No. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Hopefully that means we've answered everything as we've gone along this call. We've told you about the hackathon. We've told you about the main prize for winning entry to the Vision Health Pioneers Incubator here in Berlin, 10-month program, excellent coaches, mentors, scholarship funding, co-working space. I haven't even mentioned, actually, the co-working space has a kitchen with a team of baristas, and it provides free coffee and hot drinks. So to keep you fueled whilst you're working away on your startups, we have that great facility there, the community kitchen. And so you can get yourself a cappuccino, a latte, a hot chocolate, tea, and you can fuel yourself as you go through the interesting workshops we put together, the mentoring sessions, etc., etc. So yeah, lots to play for as such. Please do, as I said, emphasize it. Reach out to others if you've had some conversations in this event. Connect on LinkedIn, connect on Slack, go on to TACI. You've got lots of options to connect with people. If you have colleagues that are already in your teams, bring them on board. If you've got friends you think would enjoy the hackathon, bring them on board. We're really open to all sorts of talent from all sorts of disciplines and all sorts of backgrounds and experiences as well. So with that, I'd like to thank you all very much for attending this session today. I hope you've enjoyed this process. I can speak on behalf of the team and say we've really enjoyed meeting you, find out more about your projects, finding out more about you as people as well. And I wish you the very best of luck as you try and put together these teams by Monday. It's going to be a really exciting hackathon, guys. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you all develop and grow and and eventually get to that pitch day and get to pitch live on stage and impress the jury. So thank you all so much. Please reach out to us directly if you have any more questions. And with that, I'll say good night and we'll close the room now. So thank you.